In today's edition of Astana Expo 2017 on the Kazakh TV channel, the exposition in Milan, history at first hand, the Italian ambassador will talk about Expo 2015. The Kingdom of Belgium plans to fully switch to renewable sources. Are scientific communities and businessmen of the country ready to share their developments with the world? Largest and closest partners of Kazakhstan, Russia and China. How do our neighbors evaluate the perspectives of cooperation and tourism in terms of Expo 2017?
China signed the agreement of participating in the Expo 2017, which fully demonstrates China's commitment to the Expo 2017. And as we know, that the theme for the Expo is future energy. And obviously, China is the country that has great development in not only the traditional energy, but also the new energies. And also, Kazakhstan is a good, friendly country to China. And leaders have visited each other frequently than not, and also have already reached a consensus on making this platform to further promote the overall relationship between China and Kazakhstan, and also to further develop economic and trade cooperation between our two countries. So I think this project is a great project, good not only for Kazakhstan, but also good for all participating countries.
The opening ceremony of Exhibition Expo 2017 will be in June of 2017. Now the most important stage of the process are the preparatory works on building the pavilions, creating a favorable atmosphere, and building the infrastructure. The participating countries have an opportunity to assess the level of seriousness of the approach toward Expo in Astana.
I think it has been done according to the schedule right now, and we've already seen a bit of the Expo site, and we found it is well organized.
China is one of the oldest civilizations. The modern People's Republic of China is also a leading country in terms of population. Around 22% of the Earth's population are Chinese people. The prognosis on touristic attractiveness of Astana in 2017 for our closest neighbors is very optimistic.
Since China is a neighboring country, and more and more Chinese people have known export well or even better and better. So obviously, until that time, there will be a lot of Chinese people coming here to visit Expo. Up to now, we really don't know how many people that who will come, but I'm sure there will be a lot of people, a lot of Chinese people come here to visit. And we've already discussed with the organizing committee that in order to introduce more Chinese people coming here, maybe sort of a PR that will be done in China, like a roadshow.
The construction works on Expo territory are going in a full swing. Our Russian colleagues have chosen the pavilion and plan on starting the active phase of preparation. We will have 1,000 square meters. This is a platform on which we will be orienting ourselves and prepare the Russian section of Expo 2017. Our closest neighbors have expressed satisfaction with practical and administrative decisions made. Construction are going very dynamically. Everything is being done by the schedule. There are good responses in the international community, and we're closely following the updates. I suppose that everything will be done in a timely manner, and countries will be more than happy to participate in the exposition. Russian tourists will account for the most number of Expo 2017 visitors. Our interlocutors suppose that citizens of EAEU countries will be able to make the exposition in Astana one of the highly visited ones. You know, today I've heard that there will be 85% of local population visiting. I would look at the whole union. I suppose that citizens of all countries that are members of our union will visit the exposition. I don't know exactly how many millions of those will be here. We don't have any limitations, but I suppose we can set a record on the number of visitors to specialized exhibitions and receive the maximum number of people that will visit the exposition in Astana. Thus, we need to talk about it and promote it.
Поэтому нужно всем об этом рассказывать, продвигать.
The Italian experience of holding a world exposition has been inscribed in the history of Expo. In 2015, Milan has demonstrated a painstaking and large-scale work has been done. The Italian ambassador to Kazakhstan, Mr. Stefano Ravanian, will talk about the Expo reception in the country.
We had the exhibition last year, and it was, I think, a huge effort because, of course, a universal exhibition implies 6 months of activities and a big coordination effort. In the end, it was a success, but of course, really it implied many different administrations and people to work daily for a long time on that. I consider that the final outcome is very positive. Period before the opening of the Expo was very difficult. There were delays in constructions, there were polemics. So let's say that before starting, till the last minute, the public opinion was divided, whether it could be a success or a disaster. Let's say that it started slowly, and then it gained speed. So let's say that the first 2 months were not so much successful in terms of visitors, but starting from end of June till the end, it really became an attraction. So all in all, I think that it went even beyond expectations, because the total number of visitors, which was more than 21 million, was more, let's say, the optimistic benchmark was 20.
We often joked about long queues at Milan Expo on the internet. Some suppose that this is an indicator of attractiveness. Others consider it to be a flaw in an organizational work.
There were many suspicions about these queues. I think that this is something that Expo Milano recognized as a problem, and at the beginning, because there were 8 entries, but the majority of people concentrated in one, because it was the arrival point of all the public transportation. So then they arranged it in order to better spread people around, but still this was an issue, frankly speaking, from organizational point of view. But that's the interesting part. I mean, in each expo, you improve the situation. You learn from mistakes, big or small, that they are.
Has Italy changed after Expo 2015? How has the exposition affected the life in the city? What has it brought to citizens of the country? These questions interest each citizen of Kazakhstan.
It took back Milano at the center as not only an economic pole, but as a point of social and touristic attraction. The success was also due to the fact that around Milano there are so many nice places that people went, and then in 1 hour they could go everywhere. So really it revamped the role of Milano, which you know that we consider, Milano is considered the moral capital of Italy, or the economical capital of Italy, but had some years of problems. Thanks to Expo, I think that it regained the role it traditionally had in Italy.
First-hand impressions and emotions are always more interesting and engaging. We asked the ambassador to tell us about the most remembered moments of Expo in his country.
I think that out of the experience of Expo, I'll keep the last day. The atmosphere was really moving. There was a big emotion because so many people who had worked there for 6 months, from volunteers to technicians to commissioners, everyone, they looked like, to an external person like me, like a big family. And they were celebrating the last day all together. The last day was not so much official. It was very, really for people. And it was so crowded. So out of Expo, I'll keep in particular the last day.
On Milan Expo, Kazakhstan's pavilion was in top 5 in terms of popularity. The first acquaintance with history and culture of Kazakhstan was through presentation drawn with sand on glass. The guests have been able to learn about the development of agriculture thanks to rare photos from National Archive, which turned alive and greeted the guests. The visitors also had an opportunity to experience the steppe with the help of virtual glasses and learn about its inhabitants. A separate exhibition has presented Kazakhstan as the motherland of apples. In its center, there was a flowering apple tree, preserved with a special technique. In addition, the guests had an opportunity to interactively survey Astana and walk on its streets by turning the tablets.
I'm happy to say that Kazakhstan was among the most popular. It got the bronze medal, so the third one in terms of attractiveness. Also the Japanese, the Austrian were very successful. I think that in the specific case of Kazakhstan, it was really a perfect promotion not only of Expo Astana, but of a country as such among Italians and Europeans and visitors in general. And every time I saw that really there was a huge interest and, let's say, a big expectation in people queuing outside, because there was a kind of rumor going around, go and visit the Kazakh pavilion. And also my friends who were visiting it, they sent me SMS, oh, it's great. So I have to say that the internal organization was very well done, because it was not long, because it was different. And probably, yes, I think the main reason of success was people didn't know what to expect. Because, of course, maybe in others, the Europeans one, more or less we can know. But in the case of Kazakhstan, it was not clear what they would have seen.
A travel voucher to visit Astana Expo has been awarded to the millionth visitor to the Pavilion of Kazakhstan in Milan, Daniel Bergo. How many Italians will visit the exposition in Astana? And is there an interest in such a travel?
I think that after the success of your pavilion in Milano, for sure there's much more interest. Of course, it is to be seen also in practical terms, flights, prices, all these things. But I know that there are some tour operators already promoting this, and now we'll see in the next year and a half.
His honor ambassador has been living in Kazakhstan for quite a while to form his own opinion about our country.
What I like in this country is the energy, the willingness to affirm itself. So in a sense, it's also learning something, because everything, I mean, the institutions, this very strong reforming process. So what I see is this willingness to increase, to improve, to reinforce the country, and this is something which for an observer is the most interesting.
The work on promoting Expo is going according to the schedule. The Commissar of Expo 2017, Rapid Jibek, visits country's participants and holds discussions with business structures and government officials. The Kingdom of Belgium has set a big goal to use energy only on the basis of renewable sources. The work on green energy is being done in both science and business sectors. We thoroughly discussed the opportunities of our country to participate in the International Exposition of 2017 with our Kazakhstan partners, and our region is interested in developing a green energy. We have a lot of facilities working in the field of future energy, and with all those ones that constitute Expo 2017. Besides the main theme of the exposition, this is also a reduction of carbon dioxide emissions, energy efficiency of the economy, and the topic developing energy for all. Our companies are ready to share their experience in these fields during Expo 2017.
Провели ряд презентаций перед бельгийскими компаниями, которые заинтересованы в участии на Expo 2017.
We've held a number of presentations for Belgian companies that are interested in participating in Expo 2017, and we see the extent of their interest in the event because they're working in that direction. This is a Belgian company that has around 45,000 workers around the world and international projects with total worth of $1 billion. And we hope that they have something to show on our exposition. They work a lot on solar and wind energy, and the Kingdom has very ambitious plans toward 2050 to completely switch to renewable sources of energy. A number of Belgian companies will demonstrate their developments, and they also want to make presentations exclusive to our region.
К 2050 году полностью перейти на возобновляемые источники энергии. Ряд бельгийских компаний покажут свои разработки на нашей выставке, и они будут использованы у нас. Они также хотят сделать презентации именно для нашего региона.